Wait, come back. There, you found me. It's Mitch's Fake Radio. Hey. Yeah, we found it. Thanks for tuning in again. Another whole month has gone by since the last Mitch's Fake Radio. My name is Mitch Gill. This is my podcast. It's too cool to be back. I want to thank right off the bat Heather and Tony, my producers. They're awesome. Thanks for making all this possible. We have tons of fun stuff to talk about this month. Man, I'm telling you, there's been HHM Fest stuff going on. That's the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival in Bay City. That's coming up the last few days of September. We'll talk about that. My son, Spencer, and Balls had an interaction. Balls is my cat out in the barn. We're going to talk about that. I've been to the movies. I did some comedy over the weekend, stand-up comedy, and it went really good. I did very good. They really liked my jokes. I was so glad. It was chilling. It felt so good. I went to a garage sale, bought something cool. Pretty happy about that. Let's see. We're going to go to Mitch's kitchen, maybe more than once. I have a little story about returnables. You know, the ongoing public service announcement about returnables. Gosh, there's just tons of stuff going on that we're going to talk about this month. And an update from the last show that was a little bit of a mystery, something that I had talked about. So we'll talk about that having to do with my neighborhood. And I want to talk about my quick appearance on the Don't Make This Weird podcast. That was really cool for the Joey Strange Going Away podcast that happened earlier this month. It was really fun. Tony said, "Yeah, Mitch, we'd like you to play a kind of a big part in that podcast if you can come by." So I came over, I opened the door to the studio, and there's 15 people in here, and half of them have microphones, and there's no place to sit. There's no headphones or a microphone for me. So it's like, "Hey, Tony, thanks for inviting me over to do nothing." I had to wait for someone to go take a pee in order to get on mic. And Joey's like, "Who said he could be on mic?" I'm like, damn it. So I was able to promote my podcast, and I was really glad about that, Mitch's Fake Radio. And so that was really cool. In fact, they played one of my promos. That was very nice. I think they enjoyed that. So thanks for doing that. I do really appreciate that. And I honestly, I want to thank you, Tony, for letting me sit in on that. And no, Tony, don't speak. This is Mitch's Fake Radio. Shh. What's the matter? Don't you like me touching your lips? It's just my index finger. Just calm down, Tony. It's just my voice. To all Mitch all day. Okay? Let's just remember that. You look a little wound up. Come here. Let me hold your head. There we go. Let me stroke your head. Nice bald head. He's calming down. That's good. I think you need to shave that. It's getting a little bit prickly. I just said prick and head in the same sentence. That was kind of fun. But Tony did move away. He moved to Florida. And that's great because he's probably going to be one of those Florida man stories. And so I think we've updated the promo from the last Don't Make This Weird promo. So I think we're going to play that. If you like Mitch's Fake Radio, then you'll really like the Don't Make This Weird podcast every Thursday night at 8 o'clock right here on Strange Friends Media. For the last year, the Don't Make This Weird podcast has entertained, enlightened, and as always, they are equal opportunity offenders. You can send your hate mail to Heather on Twitter @Heather, I think. And now the show is new and improved with 99.99% less Joey. He moved to Florida. The part of Joey will now be played by Chris O'Neill. He's also the new CEO of Strange Friends Media. And yes, ladies, he's circumcised. Join Chris, Tony, Heather, and often interesting guests on the Don't Make This Weird podcast Thursday nights at 8 o'clock right here on Strange Friends Media. Oh, that's cool. That's going to be a fun show. Very interesting story how they hooked into having Chris O'Neill on the show. It was like serendipitous or just creepy and weird. I'm not real sure about that, but please do listen to the Don't Make This Weird podcast Thursday nights at 8 o'clock right here on Strange Friends Media. Okay, so let's talk about the mystery that happened from last month. You guys remember I talked about the corner of Lincoln and Elmer Street in Caro possibly being an alleged Pokemon Go hotspot? Well, it has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. My hunch is confirmed. I went out for a late night bike ride here, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. It was like 11 o'clock. I just needed to get some fresh air. So I hopped on my $420 girls bike and went for a bike ride. And there's 3 guys walking with their devices in their faces right across from the post office. So I roll up on them. I said, "Excuse me. I have a suspicion that this is a Pokemon Go hotspot. Is it true?" And the guy says, "It is." And I'm like, "Yes." I said, "That is so cool. It is confirmed." So I asked them, they confirmed that they're all in their mid-20s, right around that area. And they said that they've been catching quite a few Pokemon Go right here. So that was really cool. And I said, I figured either you guys were catching Pokemon Go or you were selling dope. And they got a big kick out of that. And that's right when I think they suspected me of being a cop. Because one of the guys like, "Oh, actually, I do smell weed or sell weed on the side." I'm gonna see him give his friends a look like, "Do not sell that guy pot." He's going to circle around on that girl's bike and come back and try to buy weed from us. I know it. And he is a narc. So don't sell him any weed. Oh my God. But that was so cool. I told those guys, I said, "Yeah, I talked about this being a hotspot for Pokemon Go on my podcast." And they're like, "Oh, really?" I said, "I was on the radio for 13 years. Nobody said anything." It's like, does that give me license to have a podcast? Because really, any jerk off can have a podcast. And this is true. I mean, if you've listened to the Don't Make This Weird podcast, there's like 3 or 4 jerk offs right there. And now they've spawned me. So, and I am a class A jerk off. I just happen to be a former radio personality. So that's pretty cool. I was not able to buy weed from them. I was just buying a little bit for retirement, possibly. And it didn't work out that I was able to do that. But anyhow, that's pretty cool. So the Pokemon hotspot has been confirmed at the corner of Elmer and Lincoln Street in downtown Caro. You can go there anytime, day or night, and catch Pokemon Go. And you don't look like a creeper or a dope selling weirdo. So that's pretty cool. Well, let's see. It's about 8:10. The show is going really good. I think it's going pretty fun. I have a friend here in Carroll, Britton. He and I are Facebook friends, and he is a regular at my comedy show at Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. And Britton and I had a short exchange on Facebook the other day. He posted, "Going to the Detroit Zoo. Haven't been there since '84. So I commented, "All the animals you saw in 1984 are dead." And he replied to my comment with a hearty laugh and said he hadn't laughed that long or that hard in weeks. So I was glad that he got a kick out of that. Another friend said that I was a negative Nelly, and I wanted to reply to that comment and say, "But I'm serious, they're all dead." There might be one tortoise that he saw when he went here a week ago that would like hear his voice and the tortoise would turn around. Because they take a long time to turn around and be like, "Britain, I haven't seen you since '84. Remember? You had parachute pants and a members only jacket." and were carrying a brand new Walkman. They were really something when they came out. You said you were going to see the new movie Uncle Buck. How was that film? I never saw it. So that could have happened, I guess. That's just kind of fun to think about that. A young Briton in 1984. Yeah, he's a good guy. We're going to talk about my comedy show here coming up shortly. But in the last month since I talked to you guys last, I have had a time in Mitch's kitchen, and I would like to share that with you. So we're going to go back to, let's see, the 22nd of this month. And here's Mitch's kitchen from August 22nd. Let's see what I cooked. All right, here we go. Welcome to Mitch's kitchen. I'm going to come over here and wash my hands and talk to you about what we're doing. The first trip into Mitch's kitchen, I cooked some ribs. I'm very good at them. I really love ribs. They turned out incredible. But the thing is, recently I've been eating less meat. So I eat vegetables Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I eat meat. And that's a good thing because this weekend is the company picnic where I work, my day job. And so I get to have barbecue 2 days in a row, Saturday and Sunday. I'm totally jacked about that. So today I thought I would have, I just kind of have a munch dinner. And so I'm going to get a plate here and I'm going to get some stuff out of the fridge. I'm going to get my yellow bell peppers, the pickled ones, and some Vlasic purely pickles, kosher dill pickles. I'm also going to get some fancy cheese, Taste of Europe. There's 4 different styles of cheese in there. It's very good. I'm going to get an avocado. Okay, there's a half a Hass avocado right there, and some cucumber right here. That's already sliced. I've already got that in this dish. I'm going to put that on the plate. I'm going to slice up this avocado and scoop that out carefully with a spoon and put that on the plate. I'm also going to grab my tortilla chips. I like tortilla chips. I know it's corn, probably bad for me, but I don't really give a shit because I like them. So I'm going to put some tortilla chips down. I've got my avocado. I've also got some walnuts. I'm going to have a few walnuts here because I like walnuts a lot. I think that they could be part of almost any meal. So there's some walnuts. I got my cucumber, my tortilla chips. I need my bell peppers. I want a few of these out. Put these on the plate right there. And the cheese. I love this cheese. Bella Rosa brand, A Taste of Europe. And they give you Irish cheddar, Dutch Gouda, Danish Havarti, and imported Swiss. And it is really good. It's like about $7 for a pound, which you're going to pay that for good cheese anyhow. But I get all 4 different kinds in this. It's really nice. So I'll just take, also put fresh ground salt on my pickle. On my cucumber there, and on my avocado. I like that fresh ground pepper and salt. That's all very good. So I'm going to take a tortilla chip with some avocado on it and some bell pepper, some little banana peppers actually, cucumber. I'm going to put, my mouth is watering. I'm salivating. I put some walnuts on there and a little piece of cheese. It's like a little James Bond hors d'oeuvre. It's so fucking fancy, James Bond would eat them. I'm going to try this. Oh my God. That is so good. Simple, fresh, fun,
If I was still drinking beer, I'd have a beer with this. It'd be delicious. But I'm not. I'm going to have a can of fizzy water. So that's it for this trip into Mitch's Kitchen, the one place you can go to find something good to eat almost any time, day or night. So I'll see you guys next time in Mitch's Kitchen. I'm going to eat some more of this shit right now.
God dang. I get very excited in the kitchen. And those sound effects, those are all added after the fact. Tony makes every one of those sound effects and adds them in to make it sound like, you know, something that's that's fun to listen to. So those were really delicious little James Bond hors d'oeuvres that I had created there. And before the hour is out, we might go back to Mitch's Kitchen for another dish, just because I was on a little bit of a cooking kick and having some fun. Let's see, it's 8:18 on this Monday night. It's the last Monday of August. Can you believe that already? That's crazy, isn't it? I think it's time that aren't we doing the weather right now? Let's do the weather. Let's see. Some clouds and a stray shower could happen this evening. Possible thunderstorms. Low around 74. Tomorrow, Tuesday, that's going to be a mix of clouds and sun. A chance of isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. A high of 87. Winds southwest 10 to. You know what? Winds are bullshit. We shouldn't talk about the winds in the goddamn forecast. It's just stupid. Chance of rain, 30%. Tuesday night, we've got possible showers and thunderstorms likely. Some may be severe at times. Overnight low 68. Chance of rain 100%. So with that being said, there's your weather forecast. Let's talk about last night's weather. Holy cow. I woke up at 1:12 a.m. to a rowdy thunderstorm going on outside with lightning, with thunderclaps, driving hardcore rain. And I think, you know what? The back windows of my van are open. I should probably go downstairs, pee, and go shut those windows. So I put on my sandals, my Jesus sandals, and I put on a raincoat, and I walked out into that driving rain, and I closed my windows. And on the way back into the house, I'm walking in, I stop, and I look up at the heavens, and I go, wow, this is a badass storm. I should probably go in and check the weather and see if this is like a tornado or something, because this is really bad. And I went inside and I went right back to bed. And I didn't check the weather. And apparently there was severe thunderstorms. I don't know. There's only, did we get any tornado warnings in the night? No, Tony. Shh. You can't use your head. Nod or shake your head. No? Okay, that's good. That's good. Don't use your words. This is Mitch's fake radio. It's my voice. Only my voice, Tony. So I had some fun over the weekend. Friday night, I went to see a Hell's Half Mile production at BMO's Bar in Bay City. They were so cool to get a couple of sponsors together and bring up Sarah Shook and the Disarmers from North Carolina. Dynamite show. It was so cool. I mean, she is amazing. Please make a note, Sarah Shook and the Disarmers, and look her up on YouTube. Find out where she's playing, touring. Just a fantastic band backing her up, and she is really something. She's about 90 pounds, if that. Bunch of tattoos, stringy straight hair, and just got a great attitude of a chick from North Carolina. And just great music. It's kind of like you want to say a little bit of Lucinda Williams. I would say Lucinda Williams with the heart of Tom Petty. and just very good, very, very, very good music. Sarah Shook and the Disarmers. And they brought her up here to demonstrate the caliber of bands that they're going to have at Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival. Yeah, there you go. You can find her pretty quick on the internet and follow her. But please get in touch with the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival and get your tickets, because I have my all access ticket and I can't wait to go to that festival. All access passes are $65. You could get tickets to movies for $5 if you want to go to single movies. Music acts on Friday night are $10, and I'm looking on the Hell's Half Mile site, $15 for music on Saturday night. So please come out. I mean, for $5, you could see some really cool independent films, and for under $20, see some great live music right in Bay City. It's happening in places all over Bay City. September 27, 28, 29, and 30. All over Bay City. It's the Hell's Half Mile, HHM 13th year it's been going on. So that is pretty cool. Got to get out and check out Hell's Half Mile. I wanted to talk about about garage sailing. I bought a pair of cargo shorts at a garage sale. $1. They have a couple little stains on them, like almost bleachy kind of, but not even, they're more like speckles. You don't really notice unless you're looking at my junk. And that's really awkward because the zipper creeps down on these shorts. And I figured out why the zipper creeps down is because someone moved the button out because the pants apparently had got too tight. So they obviously like these shorts a lot, and they thought, oh, I'll just move this button just a 1/4 inch. They used brown thread, so it was pretty obvious. And so then I'm wearing them to work 2 days in a row. Zippers down the whole day, both days. Very breezy. But so what I did is I moved the button over mostly the way where it's supposed to be. Zipper's still creeping down. I even used brown thread just to stay with the originality of the pants. So then I had to move it over even farther, a little bit past, and now the zipper stays up most of the way, except for where it had been stressed. It was a little fucked up at the top, but it will still stay up. Just thought I'd talk about my garage sale find there. That was pretty cool to find those shorts. I like those. And people should shop at garage sales. We should have a commercial for garage sales. I think one of those might be in the future to talk about garage sales. I think we're going to hear a promo for one of the other shows that's on Strange Friends Media. That would be great if we could do that. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about my son having an interaction with balls in the barn. So I'll be right back.
Buenos nachos, everyone. This is a haringe from Haringe's Hour of Meditation. It's actually not a 1 hour, it's really 3 hours from 2 a.m. until 5 a.m. on a Monday mornings. Haringe's Hour of Meditation gives you a chance to become one with your thoughts, and your thoughts become one with your mind, and your mind become one with your soul. Just to relax. Om shamalala ding dong. Hagadagoduga. Alakapina para jelly sandwich. Just to focus on your breathing. It's all that simple. That's all there is to it. Finger gun, finger banger, caribou. Hagadagaduga duga, hagaduga. It's a Haringe's Hour of a Meditation. That's a Monday mornings from a 2 a.m. to a 5 a.m. right here on a Strange Friends Media.
Oh man, I listened to that show the other night. Oh, I had some fucked up dreams after. Oh my God. My sheets have not been that wet. My pillow was sopped. I woke up in a sweat. It was a weird, but it was very relaxing at the same time. It was almost like sleeping in a sauna right in my own bed, a little puddly. But so check out Haringe's hour of meditation. It's pretty cool. He's a neat cat. He's got a smell about him, but he's a good guy. So you are listening to Mitch's Fake Radio. Like, you ever need to mention that someone's listening to Mitch's Fake Radio because it's a podcast. You came here in the first place. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know you were listening to Mitch's Fake Radio. It's not like you're listening to Bill Burr or Mark Baird. You have chosen Mitch's Fake Radio. Wise choice, my friend. Very wise. So some of you may remember that I have a cat named Balls. He's a great, great cat. He's a neighborhood cat, a red cat. I love him. He adopted my family about, gosh, I'm thinking maybe a year ago or more. It's probably been somewhere around there, approximately a year or so. Anyhow, my son Spencer went into the barn and Balls was in there at the same time. Spencer was moving some stuff around and he told me that he said, Dad, Balls peed right in front of me under the new shelves you built in the corner. I'm like, what? He says, yeah, he was peeing right there. And he's told him like, Balls, stop. And he wouldn't stop. So Spencer shoved him with his foot and pushed Balls over. So Balls lands on his side, lifts his leg and keeps spraying. He doesn't get a drop on his body. How can you do that? How can I mean, he's like the Jason Statham of cats. He's like, flying on his side. That's so fucked up. And the crazy thing is, Balls kept eye contact with Spencer the whole time he was doing it. It was like, yeah, check this out, bitch. That is so weird. I mean, that's just some strange stuff. And I told Spencer, I said, Balls has always had a hard-on for that barn. I mean, it's been like 108 years of cats in and out of that barn. He's probably marking the same spot as his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather marked in that garage. And Spencer's like, is that how many greats there'd be? I said, yeah, give or take 9 lives. That's approximately what there'd be in there. And I told Spencer I would probably be talking to Balls about this in the future to try to get to the bottom of it and see what he was doing out there. But it's a very, very strange thing that he was spraying in the garage. So I said, well, that's it. Balls is banned from the barn. There's a full-on Balls barn ban in effect as we speak because I have sealed up the holes and he can't get in there anymore. So the only time he could be in there is when I'm in there or when Spencer's in there, but it would only be for a minute and then he'd get kicked right out. But then he goes up into the hayloft and then you have to go up there and get him and he gets all dirty and gets his little attitude. But he's still a great cat. I still love that cat. I don't know what else to tell you about him. I have really been enjoying Spotify. I have Spotify on my phone, and that is so cool. I have enjoyed building different playlists, and one I've really enjoyed the most is the playlist I call Badfinger, because I'm a Badfinger fan of the old rock band. Baby Blue is one great song. They've got a nice string of hits. So I started with a few songs from Badfinger, and then it just started growing, and I started adding more and more, and I stayed in the 70s, and I'm a product of the 70s. I was a kid, I was like basically 6 to 16 in the 70s, and that's really integral in terms of music for a human being. And then on top of that, you pile on top of that, that I have 4 older brothers. So they're all infusing me with their flavors of music. And they're older. My oldest brother's 10 years older than me. So I'm getting all this different stuff and I'm just loving music. So I've got this great rock and roll, mushy love song induced Badfinger playlist that is so much fun. I wish maybe I could post the playlist. That would be fun to post that. You could see what kind of crap I listen to. There's great Stephen Bishop and just Fleetwood Mac and Joni Mitchell and Carole King and Captain and Tennille. And you listen to these songs and it makes you just want to go right in and just go right in the house and watch WKRP from Cincinnati, or sit right down and watch Sanford and Son, or Confused You Won't Be after the next episode of Soap. Remember that show? That was a great show. You want to, you listen to, some Steely Dan, you want to go in and watch the Rockford Files or Emergency, Adam 12, Chips, Love Boat, Fantasy Island. Love that stuff. Like Al Stewart. Remember Al Stewart? I love Al Stewart. He's an Englishman, okay? And he's like, fuck it. I'm going to sing like an Englishman. I'm not going to do any fake American accent. Like you take like Year of the Cat, speaking of balls, Al Stewart's like, on the morning from a Bogart movie, in a country where they turn back time, you go strolling through the crowd like Peter Lorre contemplating the crime. Should I keep going? She comes out of the sun in a silk dress, running like a watercolor in the rain. Don't bother asking for explanations. She'll just tell you that she came in the year of the cat. It's Al Stewart, man. He's like, I'm English. I'm going to sing English. Not like Elton John, like, Devon sells cartoon balloons in town. His family business thrives. It's like, Elton, how do you sing like you're from Kentucky? I don't get it. Al Stewart. Time Passages. Remember that one? It was late in December. The sky turned to snow. All around day was going down slow. Night like a river beginning to flow. I felt the beat of my mind go cast into these time passages. Years ago falling in the fading light of time passages. Buy me a ticket on the last train home tonight. Elton John. Blue jean baby, lady, seems as full of bound. Okay, thanks, Elton. You're from England. Go back there. Sing like you're from England, like a real man, like Al Stewart. I'm sorry, Al Stewart did not sing like a real man. He sang like a girl. But there was something very appealing about Al Stewart's music. I really enjoy that stuff. Wow, it's 8:35. This is going really good. I'm having fun. Man, I'm kind of hungry though. It almost makes me think that maybe we should go back to Mitch's kitchen. Are you guys hungry? A couple people nodded at their computers out there in internet land. And so we're going to go ahead and go back to Mitch's kitchen for another delectable dish. Here we go. All right, welcome back to another edition of Mitch's Kitchen. And today I am going to be whipping up a delicious salad because I am not vegetarian per se, but I am eating vegetables Monday through Thursday, eating meat on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's what I'm doing. Right now I'm getting stuff out for a quick salad. Going to make the salad in real time for you. Just grab cheese,
cucumber, broccoli, avocado. I like olives. I like pickle. I like yellow bell pepper. I like all that stuff in my salad. The lettuce, I'm going with organic romaine lettuce because they were out of regular lettuce. I'll tell you about my other romaine that's in the fridge. What happened to that? That's kind of interesting. So this organic is a little bit wussy looking, but it's going to be fine. Over here, I have some turnip greens. Got to wash these first. They're interesting. It's a nice vegetable. It's got a pretty big, kind of hardy leaf that you could actually use to make like a wrap if you wanted and eat it that way. Or like I'm going to do, I'm going to add it right to my salad because I'm a maniac. That's why. So I'm just going to chop these puppies up and try not to take off the ends of my fingers. When you chop, you want to bunch your vegetables together. If you're right-handed, you'll want to put your right hand on the knife, your left hand on the vegetables, and hold it down with your fingers kind of curled over. And the knife rides on the back of your knuckles of your forefinger and your first couple fingers on your left hand. And that way, you don't cut the ends off your fingers because the back of your knuckle is halfway through the center of the knife. It's funny, I watched Bobby Flay on TV have a morning TV show host helping him prepare something. And she says, "What do you want me to do?" He says, "Chop these onions." She starts chopping, and she's coming so close to the end of her fingers. I see the look on Bobby's face. He looks like he's going to throw up. He just runs over and he grabs the knife. Just wait a minute. And he showed her exactly what I just explained to curl your fingers over. You have to do that. So now I've got some broccoli crowns basically in the fridge, and they're raw, and I'm just cutting them up. Going to throw them right into my salad because I like broccoli in my salad. I like my salad to be kind of hearty and crunchy and fun to eat. So I'm cutting the whole crowns up here, throwing them in, a couple romaine leaves, a couple of turnip green leaves. Now I got some, what is this? English cucumber. I love these. You don't have to skin these cucumbers. You just eat them. They're delicious. Those are roughly chopped and thrown in. And I have some avocado here. Kind of hard. But the beauty of avocado is, I just chopped my phone. I think it's still working. The beauty of avocado is you could get it when it's young and it's still kind of hard. That sounded weird, young and hard. But anyhow, you get it like that, and then you eat it in that fashion, and it's kind of nutty, actually. It's very good that way. I like it like that. So best way to do an avocado is to carefully slice it in half and then carefully slice lines or an plaid pattern in it, kind of a crisscross. And then you run a spoon through it and you get your avocado out that way around the edges. It comes out quite easy that way. So I've got my avocado. I'm really glad this isn't video because I am so messy. They would throw me out of a TV studio. And I'm kind of unsanitary too. But I don't give a shit because I'm the only one eating it, you know. My son, not crazy about salads. Sometimes he goes in waves with that. So with that, I got a lot of good stuff in there. I'm going to throw in some couple olives right there. Yeah, you're wondering, did I use a fork to get the olives out? Sure, I did. It's fake radio. What do you think? Okay.
And plus, OSHA is not keeping an eye on me. So right there's some yellow banana peppers. I'm going to grab a pickle here. Oh, boy. Watch out, Wolfgang Puck. I'm coming after you. That all looks really good. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of cheddar, shredded cheddar, and you know what I want? I got a little special treat. I got a block of Parmesan cheese, and that is going into my cheese grater that actually I just washed because I found it in the cupboard, or actually on the shelf, dirty. And man, there's nothing that makes me madder than to find my cheese grater dirty. That really grinds me. It really grates on me when that happens. So, two more things. I want some fresh ground salt. I got my new pepper grinder from Greece that I got at a garage sale. $1. What? $1? It's ridiculous. And I'm going to put some walnuts on this bad boy. There goes my rubber band from the bag. And there's my walnuts. Let's get some dressing. What do I like? Oh, you know what I like? I like a special combination of strawberry balsamic vinegar and ranch. A little bit of both. And this puppy is done. That's it. Completely done. Delicious salad. I'm going to get a fork here and give this a quick stir. Oh, baby. That's looking good. Just lost some on the floor there. Let me get a big old bite. I got some good stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Too much. Almost choked on cucumber. This is good. That's a good salad, man. Oh, feta would be good on this. But this is delicious. I'm going to eat this whole thing right now, and my colon will thank me tomorrow. Delicious, fresh, fun, fast. You're eating literally in 10 minutes. Clean up another 5. You can come in and make this whole meal, eat it, and have everything cleaned up all inside of 30 minutes. So that's it for this edition of Mitch's Kitchen. Thank you for tuning in. And thanks for listening to Mitch's Fake Radio. It is seriously fake. And I actually enjoy listening to it myself, especially when I'm cooking. So thanks. And my name's Mitch Gill. Bye from Mitch's Kitchen. I haven't had a bite yet. Oh, shit. Oh, God. What a dummy. Oh, my. Honest to God, I almost did choke. It was a big slice of cucumber. Again, I want to thank Tony for providing all the sound effects. They're all prefabricated afterwards. And man, the studio is a mess after he does it, because what he has to do to produce those sound effects, he has to make a salad. So it's a lot of work for him. But that was really a good salad. And I ate that just before I came here. It was really good. Very, very good. And actually, I wanted to talk about being gluten-free. In fact, we might even hear from the Gluten-Free Advisory Board coming up here in a few minutes here. But I wanted to talk about. This message is brought to you by the Gluten-Free Advisory Board.
Do you have heartburn, bloating, brain fog, lack of focus, no drive? Are you sleepy all the time? How would you like to change that, plus much, much more? Change your life for the better and get on the road to recovery by going gluten-free. Stop eating wheat products. Bread, buns, cookies, crackers, cakes, donuts, pies, croutons, pasta. All that stuff is murder. Well, it's not actually murder. It's just killing you slowly.
Learn more about a grain-free lifestyle without sacrificing nutrition, variety, or taste by visiting www.wheatbellyblog.com. This message was brought to you by the Gluten-Free Advisory Board. Delete the wheat. Feel better. It's just that simple. You know, it is. It is just that simple, and I urge anyone to do that. In fact, a good friend at work who had been a lifelong smoker, she quit, I think, a couple months ago or something, and she gained like 25 pounds. So that's a bummer. But she came to me and she says, okay, tell me about this diet thing you do. So I just break down and explain it to her. You know, don't eat any wheat, eat good fresh foods, grill a lot of good meats, and just eat good salads and just good food. You know, don't eat food that's been whipped into a powder and made back into food again. That stuff is what is out to get you. And so I'm there for her anytime she wants to talk about food. In fact, I would be for anybody that's listening that wants to make their life better. You could go gluten-free and give it a shot and just feel so good. I'm celebrating my 7-year, 5-month anniversary today of being gluten-free. In fact, I was dreaming about this day. I couldn't believe, I wonder when my 7-year, 5-month anniversary will be. I had no idea that I'd be here spending with you on the internet, on Mitch's fake radio. It's pretty crazy to be thinking about that. I'm so glad. The benefits are plentiful of being gluten-free. One great one is I feel younger. I do. I feel like I'm in my mid-30s, and that's amazing because I'm 54. I'm 54 years old, but I must say I am getting older, and I know it because there's other things that pop up here and there. Like at the end of the day, I do get tired. Okay. I mean, during the day, I do feel very young and good, but man, when night comes, I'm like, because my work days are long and there's not always a lot left in the tank, you know, mentally or physically after you work a 10-hour workday. Some days I will get the gumption to be able to sit down and pay bills or cut some of the shrubs outside because my shrubs are insane. My shrubs are crazy, man. If you ever have any doubts about nature surviving, give it a couple of months and nature will take that shit back. It will take it back with a vengeance and cover it with green and shrubbery. It is insane. My shrubs are crazy and I can't just cut them and then lay them in big piles at the curb because the city doesn't take those until a certain time of the year. So I have to cut the shrubs and then cut them again and stuff them into bags, and then they'll take those. It's like making a lunch for the city every day. So that is a bit of a pain in the ass. Other than that, I like living here in Caro. It's a good place to live, but I wish they would take my shit more often from the curb in terms of yard waste and refuse and big piles that I neatly put out there for them. But I get so tired at night. It's just, I turn into a vegetable and I can't focus. I can't focus on doing anything really. It is a constant struggle. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm trying to send an email to like a comic to book her for my comedy show. And I'm trying to, it's like I say, like, Mary, would you like to, and then I'll just trail off. And then I'll wake up and I see I haven't typed anything. And I'll try it again. Mary, would you like to be on my, and then I wake up like 3 minutes later and I see that the autocorrect has taken, it's like, Mary, would you like to dog shoe, shave can, watermelon laptop? What? And then somehow I hit send. So she's like, okay, I'm not working for Mitch Gill because that fucker's crazy. So I have to try to figure out how I can take back what I said and say I'm very tired and I it was just, I'm really sorry about that. So that's really bad when that happens. I get so tired. So I stumbled to the bathroom after that, and I almost pee on my leg. And then I stumble over to the stairs. I get halfway up the stairs, and I'm so tired. I just lay down on the stairs. The stairs have claimed me between 5 and 10. The 5 and 10th of my 17 continuous stairs have claimed me. I'm laying there sleeping on the stairs. My son comes home. He's like, Dad, are you okay? Did you fall off the banister? I'm like, no, I just fell asleep. So he's got to like help me get up. He's like, Dad, I'm really worried about you. Maybe you should start drinking again. I'm like, no, Spencer, I don't want to start drinking again. I just need to get some rest. So he helps me pour me into bed. And the next morning I wake up and I realized that the boneless pork chops that I put in the sink right after work the night before are still laying in the sink, thawed out for 14 hours. So I pick up the package the next morning and I see it's not swollen. It's still quite cool. And I think I'll put it in the fridge. It'll be fine. Put it in the fridge. That night, Friday night, I got home from work. I pulled those out, pull open the package, take it away. No smell. It's a good deal. They're going to be fine. So I start cutting them up, and I'm cutting them into chunks, and I'm putting them over onto the plate to mix them up, to put some of Mitch's mix on them. Remember Mitch's mix? Fantastic stuff. And I'm cutting these chunks. It's like, I don't know. It's got a little bit of a smell, a little bit of funk there. I think, it'll be fine. And then I cut a couple more. Oh, geez. It's pork. I guess I better not, because if I poisoned my son, he would be so pissed off at me. I don't know if he'd ever let me go on this. So I have to throw away the package of boneless country. They were actually boneless country style ribs. $6 package. I got on sale for $3. Into the garbage. Completely wasted them. Son of a bitch. I was so mad. All because I was too tired. I was impaired. I was blackout tired. And that's basically what it was. Too tired to cook the ribs, to save the ribs, actually. That's what's scary. What are we going to talk about next? Gee whiz. I know that we had one very quick message to take care of, and then we'll be back to get ready to wrap things up here pretty soon. You're listening to Barely Supported Mitch's Fake Radio on Strange Friends Media. Barely supported because you haven't done a damn thing to help. Now, back to Mitch's Fake Radio. That's great. If you'd like to lend your support, you could probably make a donation to Mitch's Fake Radio on Facebook. Just contact me and I'll tell you who to write the check to. That would be Mitch Gill. And you can mail it to 522 West Lincoln Street, Carroll, Michigan, 48723. That'd be great. So I should talk about comedy. We've got some great things on the horizon coming up. I have my my comedy show. It's called Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club, and it is returning on September 22nd at the Brentwood here in Carroll, and I'm so excited to be bringing you some really funny people. And tickets are going to be on sale, gosh, in a couple of days. Yeah, because I've got that happening. Producers here in the studio are pointing at each other like, "Are we going? Are we going to go?" I certainly fucking hope so. You're my only supporters here on this end of Mitch's Fake Radio, connecting it to Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. Although I'm getting some positive feedback from some people before I continue talking about Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. I should probably mention my friend Rachel. Rachel, shout out to Rachel. Thank you so much for listening. That's so cool. And my friend Brian, he listens in his office at work. It might not be completely appropriate to listen in the office at work. I would say to your coworkers, I'd say, listen up, fuckers. There could be some language in this podcast. Okay? So please just cover your ears. Just put them in here. because, you know, on this podcast, I could be putting my fingers not in my ears, but in other special places that are fun, and then smelling them. But anyhow, it's going to be a great show coming up on September 22nd at the Brentwood, and I'm gonna go ahead and open my picture of my poster so I can talk about it. I know I have my headliner. I have Mary Santorum. She is from Cleveland, Ohio, and she is hilarious. She is my headliner this month. Jake Ford, formerly of Bay City, currently of Lansing. And I have Justin O'Leary. He is from Fenton, Michigan. Corey Barnes from the Detroit area. And Camilla Bolero. That's her name. It's just written really small. She's beautiful, and she's from Detroit. So it's going to be a super fun show. All those talented comedians. And then there's Mitch Gill. So please get your tickets coming up this week. You can probably find out information by going to Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club on Facebook. You can follow it, find out where to get tickets, which would really be at Brentwood or from me with from at Mitch Gill. You can find me. So I will deliver you tickets in a dark alley, a clandestine location to sell you tickets. So please do that. They're $15. It's going to be a blast. And I also want to give a shout out to Mike Ball from the Future of Comedy show. He called me out last minute Saturday night to go to Linwood, Michigan and do some comedy. And I went out there and I did about 17 minutes and the crowd was fantastic. They were raising money for suicide awareness and raising money for cancer. And it was a bar, so they named the thing Drink for Pink, which is really cool. And I said, that's funny because back when I was drinking, I would often drink for pink and I would rarely ever get any. So it was actually a great night. We had so much fun. So if you want to find out about Mike Ball's, I like to say Mike Balls. If you want to find out about Mike Ball's Future of Comedy show, you can find that on Facebook. And this is crazy. I don't know how much time I have. How much time have I got, producer? 2 minutes. Mike's got a residency in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, once a week. He's going to Vegas to host a show out there that he has lined up at a venue in Vegas. So that's so cool. And in fact, I think I'm going to take a trip out and perform in Las Vegas. So I could just add that to my resume of shit I've done. I'm also a podcaster, bitches. And this is I need my outro music to play. This is Mitch's Fake Radio. We're probably coming up pretty close to be able to play this. I want to thank my producers, Heather and Tony. They're awesome. Thank you guys. Shh, Tony, don't speak. Use your head, not your mouth. You have very soft lips. I'm touching them. No, this is great. I will see you the last Monday of September. We'll talk about my comedy show and what's coming up in the next show and all kinds of stuff. So thanks again very much for tuning in to Mitch's Fake Radio. How much time have I got now? She's either none. I don't have any. I'm done. I'm leaving. Bye. I love you.